Hello, friends, and welcome into Tennessee Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey, here with a look at the future of rookie wide receiver Dez Fitzpatrick. Might be a little bit more murky than what the plan was when the Titans traded up in the fourth round of the 2021 NFL Draft to acquire Dez Fitzpatrick. So far in camp, he has not drawn the most positive of praise. In the preseason, there's been some drop issues as well, and has only played, of course, in the one preseason game. The question, though, really is, would the Titans bail on Fitzpatrick already? Yes, they are a win-now team, but would they really try to sneak a fourth-round rookie receiver through waivers and onto the practice squad, especially for what they gave up to go get Dez Fitzpatrick in that trade with the Carolina Panthers on draft day? Titans, of course, got Dez Fitzpatrick. The Panthers, meanwhile, got a fourth, a fifth, and a seventh rounder. Yeah, that seventh round pick is fairly late, but that was to move from pick number 126 up to number 109. That was quite a bit of draft capital for the Titans to give up to go get Fitzpatrick in a trade. But right now, there's a more pressing issue here for Tennessee, namely a rather deep and contested wide receiver battle. Of course, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Josh Reynolds are basically roster locks. Chester Rogers might be the return man, so he might end up making this team. Cameron Batson, Marcus Johnson, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, those guys could maybe be back of the roster players as well. And Fitzpatrick, to some extent, and this is, of course, just quick note here, based on the Titans' quote-unquote unofficial depth chart, which has Dez pretty far down with the third stringers at wide receiver, there's also another rookie fighting for roster time in Tennessee beyond the guys, the big names of Brown and Julio and Reynolds. That's Racey McMath. Now, McMath, I think, brings more special teams value. In terms of my own personal draft grades, way back when the draft began, I did have Fitzpatrick over McMath, but not by very much. I had both of them a little bit more in the sixth round range than I did the early fourth round range where Fitzpatrick ended up going. Now in Tennessee, you've got a battle here. McMath, and you've got a situation with Fitzpatrick. I don't think McMath is the potentially high upside true receiver that Fitzpatrick might be, but McMath has drawn more praise so far if you believe the media reports coming out of camp. And I wonder to an extent if the special teams value might give Fitzpatrick an edge. You could also see Tennessee get creative and play the injury game. Player goes on IR to help clear out that contested wide receiver room. But will Fitzpatrick make the roster? He was much better in the team's preseason game, which certainly matters when he had a touchdown catch against the Bucs. But will he make the roster? I lean towards yes, despite the speculation otherwise, but I want to hear from you guys as well. Will Dez Fitzpatrick make the team, the 53-man roster? Get your votes in. Y for yes or N for no.